All right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey.
Hello.
And the Lord of Pennies is here in spirit, but he may be a couple minutes late. And the Lord of Passion is here, but muted for reasons unknown. So I'm assuming, well, I know in this case of Satsu, he'll be joining us presently. In the case of Eve, I have no idea. But maybe that's the chaos she brings to the stream. And I'm your host, Scribe, the Lord of Punishment. Hello, everyone. Hello, chat.
I'm here, Scribe. I'm sorry. A guy called me about a house, and I'm trying to finish the conversation with him. I'm sorry.
A guy called you about a house?
Yes, I'm trying to find a place to move. So.
Okay.
He just called me back right before I got in here. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, you have to apologize. Everybody's apologizing for things that are completely understandable. A monkey's apologizing for hanging out with his grandkids. You're apologizing for trying to find a place to live. Settle down. Just settle down. No, stop. Settle down.
I just want to say, I wasn't apologizing for hanging out with the grandkids. I was apologizing for losing track of time.
It's 6 of one thing, half a dozen of the other. Stop it. Just stop it. Jeez, Louise. You people. So gracious. What's wrong with you? But yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm not professional, but I try to be professional. That's all.
Well, fake it till you make it. Yes, chat. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all having a good Friday. You have a good weekend ahead of you. Before the stream, thank you, tall person. Happy National Cheeseburger Day, everybody. Now, that's a day I can get behind. I haven't had a cheeseburger in, good God, a month or two or something now? I don't even know. Chicago Mike, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Stream is going good today. Thanks, YouTube. Yay, stream.
I'm back.
Hello, Satsu. And you're back. Well, now we're almost all back. Eve is muted again, but I'm assuming she's talking about a house. Regardless, it is a already chaotic day in the last hour or so, for reasons we'll get to shortly. But before we get to that, how are you doing, Satsu?
Pretty good. That news kind of hit me out of nowhere. I wasn't prepared. I was prepared for our story of the day to be something else. I fucked up because I don't even remember what it was. I know there was something else that happened, which I thought we were going to talk about. But after that shit, I'm like, oh, God.
Yep, it's going to be a big deal. Real quick, thank you, Shrouded Angel. Happy Apologize to Scribe Day. Well, I suppose. I mean, I'll take it, but it doesn't have to happen. And thank you, Picala Driving 8-Man. So sorry, Scribe. Well, I accept your apology. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Satsu.
So people are losing their collective minds.
Mm-hmm.
There's already doomsday prophecies in the air.
Mm-hmm.
On one side, and then a repeat of the whole Kavanaugh thing on the other side.
Oh, well, don't spoil the lead here. We got plenty to talk about when we get to the news.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you're excited. I'm excited too. Well, there's a format to these things. So how are you doing, Satsu?
I am good. My day was pretty boring, but now it has gotten very interesting.
All right. Well, we'll get to the interesting stuff shortly. Monkey, how are you?
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
All right. And this is where I'd ask Eve how she's doing, but there she is.
Monkey is just upset because I'm here.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Chicago Mike. Sorry I interrupted you, Scribe. I'm being showered with apologies today. I don't know what to do about it. Thank you guys so much for apologizing to me. And we have Vampire Eve on the Eve of Vampires. I faked everybody out. I was like, it's going to be vampire theme night. And then like, oh, Twilight.
Oh, okay. Look, I'm here to save this for you kids. All right. Look, I came as a real vampire. Thank you very much.
What clan are you, Eve?
Preferably.
Mm-hmm.
I'm partial to Tremere.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna go with Old Clan Zemitsi.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah, because Tremere. Well, I mean, you pick the two that are diametrically opposed to each other for various reasons. But yeah, Tremere are just fakers. They're just posers.
I'll say Old Clan gets all the thaumaturgy without all the less of the drama, I should say.
Yeah.
Less of the hate.
Except that they're also kind of tied to that evil mountain spirit god thing. Yeah, whatever.
Tomato, yeah.
Thank you, Quinn the Cultist. I'm not sorry, Scribe. You can go sit in the corner with frosted glass then. Thank you. This is Kyle. Hello, chat people. Lawton and Eve. Hello, Kyle. Eve, how are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. How about yourself?
Well, my workday was brief and peaceful, which was nice. The air quality may improve enough that I can go outside tomorrow, which would be really nice. And other than that, I think I'm fine. I'm still kind of getting over some massive sleep debt from yesterday because I got woken up in the middle of the night because of work stuff. And thankfully that all got worked out, so to speak, in the last 24 hours. So nothing crazy has happened since, but still a little wonky. Thank you, Point Curation. Upset about sorries. Talk about a sore
Well played.
Do we have a lord name for the pupper there?
I would say puppies, but that one's already taken.
Yes, it is. How about Lord of Poofy? Poofy puppy.
I would say Lord of Camhorn because he is.
Oh, Lord of Preening.
There you go.
Preening. There you go. All right. Well, Lord of Preening. All right. Well, with all of that as introduction, guys. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button if you have not already, and many of you haven't because tradition. And please share our stuff. Share it far, wide, sideways, and otherwise. We say it often, but we'll say it again. If there's a content creator out there that you like, whether it's us or anybody else, let people know. Tweet their stuff, share their stuff, because YouTube often does not. I keep getting videos recommended to me that were posted 7 years ago for some reason, and I don't know why. It's just like, why is this? And I'll click on them just out of curiosity, and I'll see a lot of people saying, "Who's watching this in 2020?" And they just posted that like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, what is the algorithm doing? I don't understand. But anyway, anything else to mention before? Oh, by the way, guys, links to all of Eve's stuffs is in the description. YouTube channel, Twitch channel, and Twitter, so be sure to check those out. Eve twitches quite often with me showing up to give bad pun as introduction.
I twitch quite often.
You twitch quite often. Well, I don't know. What is the verb for going on Twitch and streaming? Are you twitching?
I suppose that's the appropriate verb. Yeah.
All right. But yeah, anything else, guys, before we get into the news of the day?
Nah, bro.
Nope.
All right. Well, if our relatively peaceful Friday was the Titanic, today's iceberg was the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, champion of gender equality, dies at 87. I'm going to read the story as told by NPR, who scooped CNN. They had their story up like half an hour before CNN even acknowledged it happened. Maybe they were checking their unnamed sources first. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the demure firebrand who in her 80s became a legal, cultural, and feminist icon, died Friday. The Supreme Court announced her death, saying the cause was complications from metastatic cancer of the pancreas. The court, in a statement, said Ginsburg died at her home in Washington, surrounded by her family. She was 87. Quote, "Our nation has lost a justice of historic stature," unquote, Chief Justice John Roberts said. Quote, "We at the Supreme Court have lost a cherished colleague. Today we mourn, but with confidence that Today we mourn, but with confidence that future generations will remember Ruth Bader Ginsburg as we knew her, a tired and resolute champion of justice." A tired? Maybe you mean tried? It says tired on the... That's... Okay.
I feel like both are accurate.
Yeah, I think they're both accurate. I don't know. I can't tell if NPR transcribed it incorrectly or if Roberts made a typo, which would be interesting given that he's a Supreme Court justice. Thank you, Willett Forge. Future SCOTUS memes going to be ruthless. Oh.
No.
Oh, dude.
You don't know that.
Architect of the legal fight for women's rights in the 1970s, Ginsburg subsequently served 27 years on the nation's highest court, becoming its most prominent member. That's arguable. Her death.
I would say no.
Yeah, I'd say yeah. Her death will inevitably set in motion what promises to be a nasty and tumultuous political battle over who will succeed her, and it thrust the Supreme Court vacancy into the spotlight of the presidential campaign. Just days before her death, as her strength waned, Ginsburg dictated this statement to her granddaughter, Clara Spira. Quote,
Bullshit. I'm sorry, I had to sneeze.
Ahem. Quote, my most fervent wish is that I will not be replaced until a new president is installed, unquote. Thank you, Chicago Mike. Ruth Bader Ginsburg appointed during the FDR administration. Too soon?
A little bit.
A little bit. She knew what was to come. Ginsburg's death will have profound consequences for the court and the country. Inside the court, not only is the leader of the liberal wing gone, but with the court about to open a new term, the Chief Justice no longer holds the controlling vote in closely contested cases. Okay, now this goes into a long recitation of all the possible implications, what might happen and so on, and more talking about her life. So, rather than going to that, I'll just blurt out what my initial thoughts are, and then we can discuss, because this is going to be probably the story of the night. First off, didn't agree with her on everything. That's beside the point. She served this country for the large part of her entire life and on the highest court in the land. And whether you agree with everything she said or not, I respect that beyond anything else. And so rest in peace, as they say. A lot of people like ding dong, the witch is deading and everything. It's like, not quite in that territory. I don't have that amount of disdain for her. But anyway, that aside, let's talk about the mechanics of it, whether or not you like her. Mechanics of it is, we're going into a presidential election that has the possibility, by all counts, of being exceedingly close. In that scenario, having an incomplete Supreme Court is not an ideal situation to be in. At the same time, the Democrats don't want to hand any kind of win to the Republicans just before an election, like 46 days or whatever before an election. So Mitch McConnell has already stated publicly that there will be a vote for a nominee on the Senate floor, like, I'm assuming lickety split. The Democrats are going to pose it all to hell. But for the sake of the mechanisms of our country and with the election coming, don't we need to have a fully populated court? And I'll just hold back from there. What do you guys think? Monkey, what are your first thoughts?
My first thoughts are, I can't believe they're actually going to go through with a vote. This is going to blow up in their faces if they do that. Real quick. Thank you, Wabbajack. R.I.P. Judge Judy. She didn't die too, did she? The Republicans have the number to force through a new Supreme Court justice.
Yes.
I just don't think they're going to. You have Murkowski, Collins, and Romney who will not back it, which means all 51 of the remaining would have to vote to break any filibuster that the Democrats do. And they're only holding the Senate by 4 seats. With what went on with Merrick Garland, this is a bad idea. But you bring up a very good point. If this does come down to the court, something with this elections a la 2000, you can't have a split court.
Yeah.
And while this does technically give the conservatives a bigger advantage, you have to remember that Roberts doesn't always go with them. So, I mean, we could end up with our first real constitutional crisis of the election.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, okay, now correct me if I'm wrong on this. Aren't the Supreme Court judges normally appointed by the president, or he just makes the recommendation? Okay.
He appoints them, but they have to be approved by the Senate.
Right. And if that's the case, then the Democrats will whinge and whine about how close it is to the election, and despite the fact that we need the judge on the okay, so I definitely kind of agree in that situation of this is going to be a big what if at this point, because on the one hand they're going to know we need the judge, on the other hand they're going to want it to be a judge that they want. So do they really have the power to push back that, though?
By the numbers, I mean, now there are some Republicans who could side with Democrats in opposition, certainly, and that could tip the balance. But it would be relatively close if I'm remembering my numbers correctly. Real quick, thank you, Dangerous Spaces. When media quotes someone, a word, the source misspelled, will be followed by bracket SIC bracket to show that it was their mistake. So tired was probably an NPR mistake. Probably so, but in the rush to get this story out, who knows who did what and how well they did it. So I'm willing to accept either possibility.
Mhm.
I was looking for a post that I saw earlier of some woman. I can't remember what her name was because I can't find it anymore. But she was saying that she wasn't going to allow anything to happen in regards to the seat being filled until after the election, because fair is fair or some shit like that. And I'm like, who the fuck is this person? I have no idea. Would you guys happen to know who I'm referring to?
No.
Okay.
Real quick. Thank you. Next 6 minutes. High fives, Lawton and Eve. Fist bumps for chat. Cheers. Or for chat. Cheers. Thank you. 6 minutes. And thank you, Cryptic. A group of female justices named Elena, Sonia, and Ruth often hang out. What are Elena and Sonia like by themselves? Completely ruthless.
Stop it.
I did have one question, I guess, on strategy here. Okay.
That was painful.
The only way this could possibly happen, or the only way that there's even a chance, is depending on how Trump approaches it. So what if, and I know this is the longest of shots, what if Trump appoints, or nominates, I should say, a compromise candidate? An actual moderate, known moderate, liked by both sides, and says, given the circumstances, now's not the time for rancor. We need a full court. Here's my offer. Do you think that's, now, admittedly, it's Trump doing it, so obviously that makes that person immediately toxic. But if by all other metrics prior to this, the selection was an actual accepted moderate on both sides, would that be the best strategy Trump could approach to appease not only his side and the Democrats, but also not look like he's trying to make a total power move on essentially the day after someone's death, but also right before the election? I'll let you think about that a second. Real quick. Thank you, Terry DeMontis. If there's no more RBG, can we just use cyan, magenta, yellow instead?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so what do you guys think about that scenario? Picking a moderate, an uncontested moderate before Trump even said the name.
I think it will be worse than him just picking a straight up conservative.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that not for him, for the person he picks. Because if it's a straight up conservative, then the Dems already got every reason to oppose him because they're conservative. So they'll just talk about, the fact that they're conservative and the fact that it's already, mostly conservative like that. That'll be pretty much the focus, plus a scandal or two. But if it's a moderate, then they're going to have to work overtime to demonize this person in any way that they can, because they aren't going to go for it. If it's somebody picked by Trump, that person needs to be destroyed. They are a target now. And a conservative is easy. But a moderate, they are going to crucify that person. And it's going to be 10 times worse, and that is, in my opinion, than it would be if he just picked the conservative. So that's what I think.
Evie, got thoughts before I go?
Oh, do I have thoughts? No, I'm. Go ahead.
I think the moderate thing is it doesn't matter. He could elect or nominate a progressive, and it doesn't matter because right now, the progressive wing, they've Merrick Garland will be trending for the next month.
Yeah,
he just will. And this was a big fight that they made back in 2016. Some believe it was the right thing, some not. But if the Democrats give in at all to Trump on this, it's going to be seen as a betrayal of their base.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who. So I think Trump will be better off going somebody who's conservative, not hardcore conservative. You don't want, this isn't the one where you pick your biggest fight. This is where you just get he's a conservative judge. She's a conservative judge. But no, there's nothing in it for Trump to do it that way, especially if it comes down to where the election has to go before the court and he picks a moderate and they go against him and then he gets, there's no win in him for doing it progressive. I see what even moderate. I see what you're going for there. And in theory, that would work. Maybe in a different presidency, that would work, a different time, but not now.
Well, just being devil's advocate of it. But okay, now on the opposite end of it, is there any advantage to publicly coming out and saying, I'm going to ask, I'm not going to nominate anybody until after the election?
No, hell no. That'll be seen as giving up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is going to happen regardless.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be insane for him not to do it.
Yeah.
It would be insane for him not to.
But then again, this is Trump we're talking about.
Yeah. But here's the other side of the coin, though. With this having happened, with this about to become the subject matter for the foreseeable future, does this help or hurt? Let's start off with Biden's chances. Because the reason I say that is the more airtime taken away from actually showcasing the candidates. Trump's the incumbent. Trump's going to be part of the conversation about this as just inherently. Okay. Biden will not be except in just sort of sideline rhetoric. Does this hurt Biden's chances in the upcoming election?
I don't think it hurts him, but I think it helps Trump. I think it's kind of, at the moment, it's just neutral for Biden. Because he's not the one that has to name the candidate. He can come out against them, which he would do regardless. It's just kind of neutral. It's a non-thing. He might be able to play up the, well, they're going to take away your abortion rights thing. But Democrats have been very careful to stay away from the abortion argument. If you watch the RNC convention, they tried very hard to make abortion a topic, and it just fizzled. This puts it back on the table. And if Biden tries to play that, it'll hurt him with some women, but it's going to – there was some rhetoric, let's say, last year that kind of made Democrats not want to talk publicly about abortion.
Well, I guess what I meant was, as far as like airtime and relevancy, Biden has no function in this situation. Schumer, Pelosi, McConnell, Trump, those are the big names. They're going to be played up as actually the people with the hands on the levers of what's going to happen here. Biden has no role. So does the reduction of airtime for what Biden's message is and the play up of the actual political fight between Trump and everybody else, does that hurt his campaign, his actual campaign, getting the message out and all that?
No, and I get that. That's why I'm saying neutral, because there's no real talking point for him here. Mm-hmm. So he'll still do the same things he was going to do. He'll have a lot of the fight will be by proxy with Schumer instead of Biden there talking, but it's not going to really take away from it. They've been trying to hide Biden anyway.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity for them to keep him in the backdrop. This is an excellent opportunity for that, actually, and I think it more depends on what the media and the Democrats do as a result to this. If they see this situation as a real threat and they really buckle down and they're like, all right, shit is getting absolutely real now. We absolutely cannot let Trump win. We need to get our shit together. We need to make sure we are dotting our I's and crossing our T's and stop all this bullshit that we've been doing. Then I think it could actually work to Biden's benefit. But if they go completely apeshit and just ramp up the bullshit and the lies and the smears, and it could actually hurt him, I think. So I think it really depends on what the media and the politicians on that side does.
Thank you, Dangerous Spaces. Trump nominates Garland to watch the world burn.
That'd be funny, but no.
That'd be funny, but no. Okay, there was at least one other story I wanted to get to before we're already nearly at the bottom of the hour. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to add about this?
No.
Only that the election is all different now,
and
it's going to be interesting to see. I'm excited. I'm sorry she's dead. May God have mercy on her soul. Whatever.
Conspiracy theory. What if the Dems killed her off just to create turmoil and?
I think
because they knew they were going to lose as it was.
I think she pinched her own oxygen cord because she knew it would cause this right now.
Oh,
yeah, but I'm excited to see what comes next.
Yeah, the drama aspect of it, the reality TV show entertainment level of it, I can't deny I'm more interested now than I was maybe yesterday about what's going to happen in the next month or two, because I've been telling people there's no mystery to me about Donald Trump or his campaign. The only interesting thing to me at this stage of the game is what is the Biden campaign going to do? And now this throws a wrench into everything. So now I'm really interested just to see how both sides react, and also how the middle of the actual issue of the picking the next justice goes. Given what we saw with Kavanaugh, they don't have a lot of time to ramp up the same deal they did with Kavanaugh. So we'll see. Thank you, Cryptic. Good news. Ruth Bader Ginsburg shows no evidence of cancer. Her autopsy results revealed. Yeah, I know. Too soon. Don't be dancing on people's graves, guys. Just saying. Karma's not nice to people to do that. Just have to say.
Yeah, like of all the things that she did, I'm not like gonna rejoice that someone died. Like,
It's
like
I disagreed with her politically.
Yeah,
I had a lot of people after the Kyle Rittenberg situation posting joke memes about the 3 guys that he shot, and I'm like, look, I don't care. You can I agree that they attacked someone and they got what they deserved in return. I'm not going to sit here and laugh and make a joke out of it, because 2 people did die and 1 almost died. And that's not funny. It's not funny that we've gotten to this point.
The only scenarios where I can have a certain level of gallows humor at someone's death is if it's self-inflicted by stupidity.
Right.
I'm going to strap a jet engine to the top of my car and see how fast I can go right into the side of a mountain. It's like, okay. Thank you, Willet Forge. Damn it, another COVID death. Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. Well, let me get into this one real quick, because it seems to be this is the season for these stories to come out, and I find it hilarious. I'm going to try to say this name correctly because I'm going to screw it up. This comes from the Indy Star. Satsu Cole, leader in the fight for racial equality in Indianapolis, lied about her own race.
Say hi.
Hi.
Grand Monkey!
Hi, Grand Monkey.
They all said hi to you. Do you want to hear them? Okay. She's got the earphones.
Hello! Hi,
Hi,
Grand
Grand
Monkey.
Monkey. Hi, Grand Monkey. How are you?
Good.
It's good.
Do you like her doggy?
Yeah.
Isn't he cute?
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Lucy.
Aw, Lucy.
Yes.
Is it your bedtime?
What?
Are you supposed to be going to bed? You stop. I love you.
I love you too.
You go to bed. Say goodnight.
Good night.
Bye.
I love you, baby. I'll see you in the morning, okay? Oh,
Aw,
good night, baby. Love you guys.
So much.
so precious.
Yes, as I love you, I'm gonna have a heart stroke.
Aw.
That's my girl.
She's grown up so much.
Oh, God. She
could barely speak 2 words.
was doing math up on her whiteboard earlier.
Aw.
I was like, oh my gosh.
I remember when she was trying to crawl inside your microphone box.
I know.
Thank you, Shrouded Angel, for the Dog Cat Fox dancing in hearts. Yay, Dog Cat Fox, and yay, Grand Monkey. Okay, let me get through this one real quick before we get into MSS News. Satsu Cole, a highly visible community leader advocating for racial and social justice in Indiana, has apologized for misleading people about Cole's own race, saying, quote, "I have taken up space as a black person while knowing I am white," unquote. Cole. Yes.
As long as she apologizes.
Well, yeah, I mean, today's the day of apologies, so it's fine. Cole, who uses pronouns they and them, which is really important right now, and I don't care because just like the last person, she lied to everybody, so I don't have to respect her, worked with Indy 10 Black Lives Matter and Indy SURJ, which I'm not sure, I'm sure it's something racial justice, apologized and admitted lying in a social media post. Cole, who was active in the LGBTQ community, did not respond to multiple phone messages and emails from Indy Star this week. Quote, "Friends, I need to take accountability for my actions and the harm that I have done." Yeah, where's the list of injuries, like Satsu said the other day?
Yes, I need a injury report after every statement like that.
My deception and lies have hurt those I care most about. I think your family knew you were white.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah, unless you don't care about your family, I guess. I have taken up space as a black person while knowing I am white. No, you haven't. You were never a black person. I have used blackness when it was not mine to use. Is it like a school of magic or something?
Squishy uses blackness.
I have asked for support and energy as a black person. I have caused harm to the city, friends, and the work that I held so dear. Not dear enough to be honest about it.
I mean, she's not wrong. She has fucked it up for everyone now.
Well, she fucked up for herself, at least. The apology, that was the end of the quote. The apology is the only public post on her Facebook page. Cole has at least one other Facebook page, but IndyStar found Cole had used the Satch Page account. And that's her, I guess, her nom de plume. It's SATCHPAIGE. As recently as August 31st to post about their work as an apartment manager. Okay. When they keep using the pronoun, I read it, and of course I get confused. What? Okay. Leaders of Indy 10, Black Lives Matter, and Indy Pride declined to comment because either they knew the truth and lied as well, or were duped and now embarrassed that they let a white person infiltrate the upper echelons of their blacks only, I guess, leadership or something.
Huh. Is this the time to make the white people are better black people than black people joke?
Hey,
Well, I mean, they apparently nobody knew the difference.
It's
when
amazing.
is Sean King going to apologize? Sorry, Satsu.
I was saying it's amazing how common this is. It's actually kind of hilarious.
Born Jennifer Lynn Benton, their name was legally changed to Sashul Pagelin Cole. Okay. In 2010, in Hamilton Circuit Court, according to the online court docket, Cole was a member of the. He told us all that. And in 2017, became the spokesperson for the family of Aaron Bailey, who was shot and killed by Indianapolis Metro Police Department following a traffic stop in June 2017. Cole had also been involved with Don't Sleep, a group that advocates for equity and justice in Indianapolis. Yeah. Cole had acted as vice president and as of Friday was not listed as a team member on the website. Well, there you go. Thank you, Cryptic. Jokes aside, I do not care about her politics either, but I do wish her peace and death. But this year, jokes is better than taking this year too seriously. I understand. I completely understand. It is a gallows humor year for sure. I don't fault anybody for it. I get a little iffy when somebody seemingly is actually joyous that someone passed away. Again, unless it was either the most terrible person on the planet or someone that did themselves in through stupidity. But
well, it's like I was watching your boy Pat stream earlier, and they were talking about a woman who was sitting there just rejoicing at the guy who'd been executed in Portland, and I'm just like he deserved it and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, you need to calm down. Like, you need therapy. Like,
yeah, I mean, seeing justice done. Again, it's all circumstantial. I understand. I get the reflex, but sometimes, especially in circumstances like this, it's kind of like she died of pancreatic cancer. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy more than anything else. So, anyway, moving on from that. Anything else to cover before we go on to MSS News, guys?
Nah.
All right. Well, then, guys, we're going to move on to the wonderful world of MSS News. If you have news stories you would like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSS News. Can't promise we'll get to them all because it's a busy day and we've got a lot to say. And I'm a poet, and I have a diploma that sort of says that I know it. Okay. Moving on. This one comes from Massive Dynamics. Okay. Beethoven was black. Why the radical idea still has power today.
That's moronic.
what?
Okay. Exactly 80 years after Beethoven's death in 1907, the British composer Samuel Coleridge Taylor began speculating that Beethoven was black. Well, I can speculate that Beethoven was Asian and has just about as much weight, I suppose. Coleridge Taylor was mixed race. Oh, so he was totally unbiased in this assessment. With a white English mother and a Sierra Leonean father, and said that he couldn't help noticing remarkable likenesses between his own facial features and images of Beethoven's. Yeah, you know all those photographs of Beethoven? Remember all those crisp, clear photographs of Beethoven?
Yeah, I'm looking for them, but
based on?
I'm just having trouble finding them. Do you know where they might be listed? Because I haven't seen any photos yet.
Remember when they invented the film camera, like in Beethoven in 1814 or whatever? Actually, I don't know how far back. When was the first? Is there a photograph of Beethoven? I don't know.
I'm fairly certain no, but
I would be surprised, but you never know. Okay, let's see. Having recently returned from the segregated U.S., because that's important here, Coleridge Taylor projected his experiences there onto the German composer. Yeah, I think projected is the word you're looking for. I think projection is probably the key word there that you want to pay attention to. Quote, if the greatest of all musicians were alive today, he would find it impossible to obtain hotel accommodation in certain American cities, unquote. Okay, thank you, Angry Illinoisian. I can speculate that I am the king of England, but that don't make it so. Exactly.
Hear, hear.
His words would prove prophetic. Would they? All right. During the 1960s, the mantra Beethoven was black became part of the struggle for civil rights. It did? Admittedly, I am not a civil rights scholar. That is the first time I've ever heard that phrase. By then, Coleridge Taylor had been dead for 50 years and was all but forgotten. Well, okay. But as campaigner Stokely Carmichael raged against the deeply ingrained assumption that white European culture was inherently superior to black culture, the baton was passed. Quote, Beethoven was as black as you and I, he told a mainly black audience in Seattle. Quote, but they don't tell us that, unquote. Was this the beginning of the Hotep movement? It sounds like it, a little bit.
The beginning of like the what's the one that Polydeb's been obsessed with lately? Hasidic Jews? Not the Hasidic Jews.
Oh, the Black Israelites?
The Black Israelites, that's them.
Yeah. A few years earlier, Malcolm X had given voice to that same idea when he told an interviewer that Beethoven's father had been, quote, one of the blackamoors that hired themselves out in Europe as professional soldiers, unquote. Okay, aside from speculation and propaganda, is there any proof of this? Like, did you find some DNA or something? I mean, I'd be more interested in that. I'm looking down. It's people giving their... Yeah, okay. I'm scrolling down a bit. Was Beethoven black? The evidence is scant and inconclusive. Okay, well, that's all that one sentence was all I needed. Thank you, Guardian UK. That's it. Everything else on here is composers and people speculating, etc., and using like drawings of Beethoven that are either contemporary or not as their evidence. Okay. Thank you, Tweak256. Beethoven is clearly a lizard. Yes, lizard people. Only lizard people could be that talented.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. Let's see. We did that one. And let's see. Travis Gardner says the camera was invented in 1834. Well, that is well after Beethoven was alive, so as far as I understand it.
Yeah, he died in 1827.
Yep, so he just missed having his photograph taken. So artist renditions is all you got, guys. Let's see. This one comes from Gamer Valine.
Well, it's like we were told by some articles earlier this year, I think it was, science is racist. So...
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. Let's see. The Huffington Post. Chuck Schumer throws Mitch McConnell's words about Supreme Court in his face. Are you going to tell me that politicians are contradicting themselves from past statements? You know what? I don't even need to read the article to know that to believe that you're absolutely correct, that Mitch McConnell said things in the past that contradict his position now.
I don't believe it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll read the story. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer's message for the Republican majority Senate in light of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death Friday is something Senate Majority... Good God, could you have something shorter as a sentence, please? Jeez, cryptic. Thank you. Beethoven was blind and black. He is clearly Ray Charles. I thought he was deaf, or was that Mozart?
He was deaf.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, cryptic. Get it right. Jeez, ableist. Okay, let's try this again. In light of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death Friday is something Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said 4 years ago. Quote, the American people should have a voice in the selection of their next Supreme Court justice, unquote. They don't. They never have, and they never will. That's not the American people. Through the election of the president, that's as close as you get, and then the Senate, they're in. That's how it works. That we have a representative government. That's how it works, Chuck. What are you saying otherwise? That we should have like an actual direct democracy vote on who the next Supreme Court justice should be? Go ahead, arrange that. Have fun with that. Schumer tweeted that Ginsburg's seat should not be filled until after the election, repeating word for word what the Kentucky Republican had said in light of the death of Justice Antonin Scalia in February 2016 as the presidential campaign was underway. Quote, the American people should have a voice in the selection of their next Supreme Court justice. Therefore, this vacancy should not be filled until we have a new president, unquote. Well, Mitch was wrong then, and he's wrong now. And so, therefore, Chuck, you agree that we should have it figured out before the election?
That's what I'm confused about, because I thought that they didn't want the vacancy to be filled until after.
Yeah, I mean, Chuck, do you understand that by pointing out Mitch McConnell's hypocrisy, conceivably you are agreeing with the counterpoint?
Yeah,
right.
That McConnell actually going back on his own words is something you should be on board with. Then, which is it?
Guys, I got to step away for just a second. I'll be right back.
Sure. I don't think Chucky thought this through before he said that. But that I can believe, by the way. Thank you, Point Curation. Write-in vote. Any submissions welcome. Yeah. Who do you want as Supreme Court Justice? Joe Rogan. Can you imagine Joe Rogan as a Supreme Court Justice?
No.
Yeah, neither can I, but it'd be funny.
It'd be ridiculous.
And does Huffington Post at all point out that contradiction and thought that? No, of course not. Just that Mitch McConnell is being a hypocrite. Like, okay, all right, so that means that, Chuck Schumer would be completely cool with having the nomination go through now, right? Okay. Anyway, moving on from that. That'll be interesting to see if anybody picks up on that one in some of the other press outlets in the next day or two. This one comes from Frosted Glass. And it's from Vox.com. Oh my gosh.
Thanks.
Trump's dark National Archives speech was white resentment run amok. Excuse me? Let's see, Elwolf says, everyone wrist in, I think you mean right in, Scribe light for Supreme Court. Oh, God. I'd do great. I'd do great. I'd sit up there, I'd be like, hi, I have no. Every time a session would start, I just lean into the microphone and say, "I have no idea what I'm doing," and then I'd lean back and just listen.
You would know more than most of the people that are actually elected in those positions.
I don't know about that. Thank you, Cryptic. The Supreme Court was a big reason why Republicans turned out in 2016. If they make this about that, Republicans will be energized to turn out. That is the other risk. We didn't talk about that.
Oh yeah,
the risk here.
Oh yeah.
Because, yeah, if for some reason or somehow they do find a way to delay the vote until after the election on the basis of things like abortion rights alone and gun rights and everything else, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, back to the story. President Donald Trump on Thursday used the National Archives Museum as a backdrop to make a case that educating students about racism in American society is a dangerous heresy that needs to stop. That's not what critical race theory is, Vox.
Scribe, can you bring Monkey back in?
Oh, sorry. Oh, did he drop? I didn't know he dropped out. I thought he just muted himself. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he dropped out.
I apologize. Sorry, Monkey. I thought you just muted yourself.
I didn't drop out. I left, and apparently when I came back, it said there's been an error. So.
Oh, okay. I had that window minimized, so sorry about that.
No, thanks for
pointing
it out.
Let me start over with that one so Monkey can get in on this. President Donald Trump on Thursday used the National Archives Museum as a backdrop to make a case that educating students about racism in American society is a dangerous heresy that needs to stop. In somber, almost sedated tones, Trump signaled to his white base that he doesn't think structural racism is to blame for any social inequities. In short, not only is the summer's national reckoning over police violence and racism unnecessary in his book, it's also un-American. Okay, Vox, do you understand what critical race theory teaches?
No, they
No,
don't.
of course they don't.
Yeah, critical race theory, in a nutshell, and it's a giant nut, but in a nutshell, it teaches that categorizing people on the basis of race is correct thinking. That is the elevator pitch for critical race theory.
Well, I mean, have you seen the meme video that they made where it was like one guy had a t-shirt that said he was racist, the other one had a t-shirt saying he was woke, and he's like, they're going, we agree on so much. I think we should segregate things by race. Oh my God, so do I. You know?
Yeah. Those videos are hilarious.
Yeah, you want to see a one of the softer, gentler exercises in critical race theory, and this is a self-promotion, but it's absolutely true. You go over on my YouTube page and look up either the TED Excellence where the thumbnail says Consciously Caucasian, or you look up the Curriculum of Fear called Color Coded, where they talk about affinity groups and the promotion of affinity groups in business and especially in elementary school. And what are affinity groups? They are racially segregated work groups in those, let's say, spaces. And these are good things. That is a very, very small exercise of the critical race theory belief system. It is backwards regressive thinking packaged in some pseudo-academic nonsense in order to split people up, divide and conquer, elevate and denigrate people on the basis of race. It's racism as academia. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to ask that person, like, hey, if MLK was alive today and you had a chance to speak to him, how would you explain this theory to him? Like, please, like, just pretend he's here right now. Lay it out for him.
And everybody that comes out and supports critical race theory to the point of just opposing Trump, I'm going to be very interested to see them, like Satsu just said, I'm very interested to see them actually quizzed on how much of a benefit critical race theory is to the country. I want to have some of these politicians and academics and everything that are coming out raging against Trump for discounting critical race theory actually be asked, like, okay, tell me how critical race theory has improved your life and the life of other people in this country. Just tell me. I mean, what are the benefits? There's obviously got to be benefit, or else you wouldn't be against it being tramped on, right? I would love to hear those answers. Thank you, Non-Vitae Rex, so much. That's very generous of you. Critical race theory is a conscious attempt by Marxists to destabilize the West using race as a vector to create social unrest in order to establish conditions under which a revolution against capitalism can occur. And I did all of that without stumbling over it because CNN and other places have taught me about the benefits of run-on sentences. But that was a perfectly well-formed paragraph in a single sentence. Thank you, Non-Vitae Rex. And yes, that is one of the things that critical race theory does. Again, it's divvying people up into categories to make everybody conform to the category they fall into, whether they like it or not, as a form of control. And people supporting it, like I say, I really would love Joe Biden to be asked. Please. What are your thoughts on critical race theory? Now, if you could actually form a coherent response in the first place, I would love to find out if he's for or against it.
See, I would love to see the Biden and Trump on Joe Rogan together.
Yes.
I think that would be absolutely hilarious. I think Rogan would probably go way too easy on Biden, like he's wont to do with the Democrats, but at the same time, Biden would sink himself all on his own because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He would just be like, without his handlers there, without someone to coach him, it'd be over.
Oh, I've seen some clips from the town hall. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole town hall, but I've seen some of the clips that people are putting out, and I didn't really notice because I was half watching and half talking to Sinatra when I was watching it. I mean, I thought he looked really bad before. He looked really bad at that town hall, and I'm not talking about just his cadence and everything else. I mean, just physically. You look at his face. You look at just how he was.
Didn't look
operating.
well.
Yeah, I just like, ooh.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're 9 days away. Sorry, no, I take that back. We're 11 days away from the first debate. I can't wait. I really can't wait. Let's see. This one comes from Chicago Mike. Let's see. Police free man from handcuffs after girlfriend lost the key. I see where this is going. Police in Britain responded to an early morning call from a man who became trapped in a pair of handcuffs in an apparent case of romance gone awry. The Greater Manchester Police's Rockdale station, I guess, said officers responded to a home at 4:30 a.m. Friday to help a couple having difficulty with a pair of handcuffs. Quote, male phone requesting help as his girlfriend had locked him in some handcuffs and they couldn't now find the key, unquote, the department's tweet said. Quote, wanted police as he feared the fire brigade would cut them and they were expensive, unquote. Police said the man was released from the cuffs, but the department did not say whether the expensive restraints were damaged in the rescue. You can, I mean, I guess it depends on the type of handcuffs. You can pick handcuffs fairly easily if you have the right angle on it. So you gotta get a wire or something right underneath the little catch thing. And again,
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I do.
But this way he gets a nice story written about him.
Well, they don't use his name, but sure, he's got a story to tell the grandkids. I remember the time your grandma locked me up to the bed with handcuffs. Oh, boy. Let me tell you. Let's see. We've talked about Justice Ginsburg. All right. This one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. Isn't it nice to have a yay at the end of your name?
Yay!
Michigan driver arrested after pulling Dukes of Hazzard stunt over Detroit Bridge. Uh-oh.
Oops.
Uh-oh. A Michigan man, not a Florida man, a Michigan man was arrested Wednesday night after apparently jumping a Detroit drawbridge in Dukes of Hazzard fashion, according to multiple reports. The Allen Park driver, 26, I guess Allen Park is a city there, was behind the wheel of a Dodge sedan. Not exactly Dukish boys, but anyway, when he accelerated and attempted to cross the Fort Street Bascule Bridge around 7 p.m. on Wednesday as it was rising. Quote, I looked, I said, no, he ain't, said drawbridge operator Andre Locke. Quote, over he went, blew out all four of his tires, and then he crashed into the other gate.
Yeah.
Detroit police mentioned the incident as something from Dukes of Hazzard when dispatching the call, while Locke said it was more like the 1980s comedy, The Blues Brothers. Authorities said the driver managed to get to the other side successfully before he, quote, allegedly damaged the safety gates, unquote, and his own tires. He was uninjured following the jump, and it's not clear why he attempted it. I'm guessing stupidity.
Everybody's
I'm
saying
betting alcohol was involved.
Everybody keeps saying it's Monkey. One person asked Monkey, what'd you do? And BG said, Lady Monkey should really take Monkey's keys away.
No, that motherfucker was late for work.
Yeah.
Right?
The
It was his last chance.
The unidentified man was later arrested in Southwest Detroit on suspicion of malicious destruction of property over $1,000. He was taken to the Detroit Detention Center pending charges. And then it gives us a breakdown of what the Dukes of Hazzard was for those of us, I guess, who are too young to know.
Dukes of Hazzard was an alt-right movie made by...
I'm sure that's exactly the description, too.
The Dukes of Hazzard was a celebration of Southern Confederacy values.
Yes, a celebration of white supremacy and the love for cars, which is also tied to white supremacy.
Oh, boy.
Right? Because only rich people can have vehicles.
That's right.
Let's see. Guys, I'm going to call it there because we've got a lot more to talk about, and we have a guest. So thank you guys so much for all the stories. Sorry I didn't get to them all. Always remember to tag your stories both with MSS News and MITAM, because possibly they might come up in Monkey in the Morning. Not a guarantee, but it's better odds than Vegas, I think.
Yeah, I just looked at the hashtag for the first time in like 2 months last night.
Oof.
Never mind, guys. I completely lied to you just then. I was trying to promote Monkey's show, but he just shot himself in the foot. So there you go.
Damn it.
Wait, I still looked.
Uh-huh.
It's still possible.
Dangerous Spaces says he has a quote from Trump that was just put out about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Ruth, her death.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot say her name with these fangs in. Quote, she just died. Wow, I didn't know that. She led an amazing life. What else can you say? She was an amazing woman, whether you agree or not. She was an amazing woman who led an amazing life. I'm actually sad to hear that. End quote.
He's obviously lying.
Obviously, they're going to come up with some terrible way to twist that and bend that.
Yeah, let's talk about the racist history of the word amazing.
By invoking amazing, he's obviously referring to Amazing Grace, which was a slave song.
Yes.
Okay, anyway.
Don't get us not incredible.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, guys, we're going to move on to the wonderful world of YouTube time. I'll go first because I don't have much to say. The poll for what the theme would be for tonight concluded earlier this afternoon, and you guys picked vampires, so I went with what I created.
I'm here.
It's true. I'll use the sci-fi one. I'll use the quote-unquote sci-fi one. It's sci-fi. I'll use that on Tuesday's show. Other than that, I have a TEDx planned for tomorrow at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern. The TEDx itself is surprisingly actually relatively short in running time. But the title alone, as always, kind of made me go, huh? So we'll explore that tomorrow. And then Sunday, maybe, I don't know. It's kind of up to Satsu's schedule if he wants to sit down for a little bit and do a tandem thingy. Or we can do it any other day, really. It doesn't really matter to me. But I've got this one about raising children in a racial or racist society or something. And
Oh, boy.
given that Satsu is the resident father in training here, I thought it might be an interesting one to talk to him about.
Should be loads of fun.
Yeah, but anyway, that may happen Sunday, may not. I'll talk to Satsu offline and see what he's thinking of. If not that on Sunday, I'm sure I have some other options if I decide to do something. But other than that, I think that's all the excitement I've got. Eve, what have you been up to? Oh, well, real quick, thank you, Snubberth. C-SPAN got Trump's statement about Ruth. I'll at it at y'all. Okay, thank you, Snubberth.
Cool, thank you.
Go ahead, Eve.
Streaming wise, I still do my regular Twitch streams. I just finished up the main story of Alien Isolation last night, so that was fun. I'm gonna have scars over that one because that's probably the scariest game I've ever played in my life. And Saturdays I'm still doing S&M with Tally. So,
and what is S&M, Eve?
That is S&M, Say No More. It's a very much a stream, much like Lords of the Night here, where we have discussion, we have articles. It's mostly just me and Tally shooting the shit and hanging out with people. So it's very laid back atmosphere. We don't have as much structure as you have, Scribe, so you may not like it. But
And when does that occur on Saturdays?
3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. So,
and that's on your YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm. There's a link, a separate link to it. We have a separate channel for it. So.
Oh, we have a separate channel. Okay, well, I don't think I included that one. I got your YouTube and your Twitch.
I gave it to Stargazer, so she's been.
Okay, so. Stargazer put in the chat. I'll try to add that to the description after the show. And do you have I know you kind of do. Do you have a regular Twitch schedule for the week?
Thursday nights at 10 Central. Normally Friday nights at 8 Central, but I got a better offer tonight. So.
Oh, well, I'm happy you switched your schedule around for us.
Yeah, it was worth it. I don't get to come on here very often with you guys. So.
I know, and I gotta get everybody in the rotation more.
Mhm.
I end up using you all avatars or otherwise in the thumbnails because you're all part of the family, but I don't get you guys
Aw.
on enough. So
Hey, Scribbles.
yes,
And
Two things. One, I have a donation from earlier that I just saw because I got an alert on my phone.
sure.
My Stairs, thank you, who says, sorry, Francis. We'll try to catch you on future trips.
God damn it.
Go fuck yourself. And two,
Oh my god.
with getting people in, if you ever need one of my days, just let me know and we can pull somebody in on one of my days too. That's fine.
No, I just remember we used to way back in the olden days. We'd like each me and SDA would like set aside a day out of the week where we'd have a guest on, so we'd at least have guests. And I'd like to try to get back to that if we can. Just sort of like have that a regular, not necessarily every day, but I feel like we've been a bit bereft of having friends on lately. So.
Oh, and it's also Sundays at 8:30 Central. So.
Oh, for Twitching?
Yeah, for twitching.
For Twitching, you just Twitch.
For twitching.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a Twitch stream where somebody just sits there and Twitches for half an hour.
Just, I wouldn't put it past them. There's so much on Twitch now. There's body paint streams. There's discussion streams, much like this. There's news. There's all kinds of shit on there now. I mean.
Yeah. Okay, somebody out there. Here's a $1 million idea. I swear to God, you somehow this will be monetized. Do a Twitch stream where it's just you, nothing salacious. You're just a camera on you, laying on the ground and twitching to some song for like half an hour, and just film that and just see what happens. And do nothing else. Don't talk. Have the camera on a timer so the whole thing shuts off, so you don't actually have to get up off the floor. Somehow,
There's people with Tourette's over there.
Well, Tourette's isn't necessarily just twitching, though.
Well, no, the twit, not the swearing one, but like H3 kind of.
Oh, sure. No, yeah, but no, I mean, literally just do nothing but sort of like Jack's, washing machine videos. Just that.
Well, shit. Over on D-Lab, there was a stream that had like 300 people watching, and I looked at the screenshot. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I clicked on it. It was a dude sleeping. He was just sleeping in a dark room. 300 people watching.
Yep.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
There's a guy who has a YouTube channel much like that. He's in Japan. He has a hotel where you can sign up to stay there. And I think you pretty much stay there for free, but you sign a waiver that he basically gets to broadcast with your room. So on YouTube, like you can't do anything salacious. Like, there's a little side area where you can step off the camera and change clothes or whatever. But, if you're sleeping, if you're sitting there working on your computer or whatever, he streams the room.
People just getting off on being voyeurs of just voyeuring, not necessarily being weird. Yeah.
And he gets thousands of views. It's weird.
Sure. All right. Well, all that aside, Monkey, what have you been up to?
Just a monkey in the morning. My internet has been a pain in the ass, so I haven't been able to do much else. I checked it just a little bit ago because that error had to have been from my thing. I'm getting 0.25 megabyte download right now.
I saw that.
Oof.
That's nuts.
So I'm going to have to call. I guess it's going in a circle. Scribe had problems. He got it fixed. Satsu had problems. Got it fixed. Now it's my turn. So, yeah,
the Satsu brought to light the whole upload speed deal. And I tested mine out on one of those website deals, and I'm getting like amazing download speed. Upload speed 5. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that should be higher given what I end up paying for internet. So as soon as I can get a hold of a human, because right now trying to get through to Comcast as a human that's not an automated thing, is like, because of the COVID lockdown, our personnel are limited. It's like, oh, God. So as soon as I can get a hold of a person over there, I'm be like, I just want to check. What does my package say I'm supposed to be getting as far as like upload speeds? And see if I can get that figured out.
Most people don't pay attention to it because it doesn't matter to them. They're streaming, they're watching us. If you stream, your most important number there is your upload.
Yeah, and I should pay attention to that. But anyway, anything else, Monkey?
That's it for now.
All right. Skeptalk, what is your download speed, Scribe Light? It was like, oh God, I have to double check again. I don't want to tell stories. I'll check Skeptalk and I'll let you know. Satsu, what do you got?
Well, I've been going through my archives here of my video graveyard where all the video files for the videos that I finished go. and found out that there's like 2 or 3 cooking videos in here that I never edited or uploaded.
What?
Yeah,
You denied us your cooking goodness.
look, there were videos where I was just like, I'm gonna record when I'm cooking, and I put them on my computer, and I'm like, I'm gonna edit that, and it just never happened because they got like kind of lost in the torrent of all the other files that were there. So there's a tonkatsu video that I'm working on right now, which I was very excited to do, by the way. Like I got really pumped about this because the tonkatsu was fucking amazing, and I actually made the sauce from scratch. And I was fucking pumped about this, and Squishy was super happy because it was good. And I never fucking did this video. I'm like, what the hell? And you know what? I was fully convinced. I actually had to go and look on my channel because I'm like, I know I uploaded this video. Sure the fuck didn't. So that one's almost done. I could probably get this one up tomorrow. If I work on it tonight, I should. Well, actually, I might not be able to work on it tonight. Monkey, are we streaming tonight?
I'll see if I can, man. My like I said, my stream speeds suck.
Okay. Well, I'll keep you guys posted on that. Maybe I'll let you know a little bit later. But yeah, that video will be coming out soon. Everything else is just kind of behind the scenes stuff. I had fun over on Frosted Glass channel last night. We were over there hanging out, and I had a pretty good time. Frosted Glass, I hate you. And that's it for me.
All right. Thank you, Wilson. Shana Tova, y'all. I'm not sure what I just said or if I said it correctly, but I hope I did my best. Thank you, Wilson. And thank you, Snubberth. Scribe, same problem. They keep saying it's the single prong cable you plug in the wall. Changed it and dusted the outlet, and it helped mostly. Well, okay, I just did the test on it. And so for download speed, 170. For upload speed, 5.75.
Oof.
So yeah, something ain't working, or is not intentionally not being worked. So I got to. I'm gonna, like, let's say next time I talk to a human being at Comcast, I'm be like, okay, what is it that I'm paying for all this money every month in order to have good internet? So we'll see. Okay, well, with that, then I guess we'll go on to Thuggatry. I don't think I have much, but I think I have a couple of things here. We talked about the lady who lied about her race again. It's always funny. Let's see. Chris Saliza had this quote from Joe Biden. It said, quote, "And guys like Trump, who inherited everything and squandered what they inherited, are the people that I have always had a problem with, not the people who are busting their neck," unquote. And I said,
Still extremely rich.
Yeah, I said, Biden must not be a big fan of Hunter then.
No.
He must love me.
Yeah. You bust your neck. Yeah, you're in good place with him.
I discovered you've been there.
Let's see. Oh, there was a tweet today from Alyssa Milano.
Oh God.
Oh God.
And she said, the U.S. Constitution does not have protections for women. That's why we are fighting so hard to get the Equal Rights Amendment passed. Join the fight at ERA Coalition, eracoalition.org, #ERA now.
This bitch don't know how to read, does she?
Well,
Nope.
I said, I am 100% behind this. Let there be no ambiguity in law regarding sex when it comes to criminal punishments, parental rights, or military service. ERA now will formally eliminate many of the loopholes in judicial discretion that unfairly elevate one sex over the other.
Yeah.
She should have, the hashtag should have been #WomenAren'tHuman.
Wow.
What? It would have matched with what she was saying because
Yep.
human rights are covered in the Constitution.
Let's see. The Washington Post had this out. Analysis: what the Trump and Biden town halls taught us about their upcoming debates. And my observation was Biden will run out of cognitive bandwidth at around the 45-minute mark. Thank you, Professor Chaos. The ERA is already expired. It can't pass. If the states that already ratified it in the past re-ratify it, technically they could restart the clock. There's a lot of debate on how that works, and is there a time limit, and so on and so forth, or could they just renew and have a fresh affirming vote on their past decisions? It's not impossible. Let's just say it's not impossible.
Even Ginsburg says it was past time. May God rest her soul. But they can always just Do a new one.
Yeah.
Rewrite the whole thing and retry it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that. I mean, especially if the states that already previously ratified it just decided to say sure. It might not necessarily be as easy as it was back then, but it might be easier. Yeah, they could just redo it.
It'd be easier right now.
Probably. Let's see. And another Washington Post analysis piece, because they're so brilliant. Analysis. The United States is backsliding into autocracy under Trump, scholars warn. And I said, yes, because as we have seen again and again, the legislature and the judiciary act only to the president's benefit, and he wields absolute power over everything. And executive orders began and will end with Trump as well, of course. Someone thought I was being serious there and thought I was spreading propaganda and like Obama did this, that. I'm like, no, dude, I was being sarcastic. I know what Obama was doing. Obama did stuff that with executive orders that was autocratic and anyway. So everybody, like I said, I won't read who it was that said that because I'm not trying to dump on them or anything.
Look, never Trumpers and Trump. There's people with Trump derangement syndrome. There's people with Trump obsession syndrome. Either way, they just read exactly what they want to read out of a situation. And
yeah, but like I respond, I said, paranoia over dictatorship and or autocracy was blared by the right during Obama and likewise the left during Bush and again during Trump. If the left/right really cared, they'd reduce the power of the executive, but they don't, lest they reduce their own power.
Yep.
That is the reality of it, and I'm just acknowledging all that. And Massive Dynamics has sent me pictures of a bunch of redheads. Oh, thank you, Massive. That's nice. Other than that, I think that's all the thuggetry I've got. So, Eve, what do you got?
Oh, for thuggetry? Like, have we changed fucketry to thuggetry? Is that what this is?
No, I haven't said thuggetry. It's fucketry.
I could have swore you just said thuggetry.
Well, no, fuggetry is how it sometimes comes out, like F-U-G-G, but it's not. No, it's fuggetry.
I had
blackness on the mind.
Yeah. Look.
Real quick, and thank you, Understatement, for $5. Yeah, the Satsu just made, that's an understatement. Thank you, Chicago Mike. Clinton did more executive orders in his first 4 years than Trump. Sure, like I say, the idea and the accusations, legitimate or otherwise, of dictatorship or autocracy of the executive can be valid or dependingly invalid, but it's not all-encompassing. We do not have a dictator running the country, even with as many executive orders as have been put out there. Although those are exercises in autocracy, depending on whether or not the Supreme Court allows them all the time. Anyway, sorry, Eve.
I felt like I did have something, but I don't have anything I can't remember exactly what it was. It was a couple days ago, something that happened to me. I don't know, if you want to move on to somebody else, I'll find it here in a second. I'm scrolling through my Twitter replies for the past couple days.
All right.
Or has everybody else already gone?
No, you're the second in line.
Okay. Well, yeah, I have somebody else go.
Okay. Monkey, what do you got?
Oh, let's see. Skip the Ginsburg stuff because we talked about that a bit. There's a new autonomous zone.
Uh-oh.
One block in Minneapolis has become the Free State of George Floyd.
Oh, jeez. And is this endorsed by the mayor?
I don't know. I have to dig into it further. It was just something I saw today on Twitter. It's from the Daily Caller is the one who put it out. So I have to dig further into it. It just made me laugh because the last one didn't go well. What the fuck are y'all thinking? But I saw the block that it is, and it's like this basically empty block. They have some murals and stuff going on, but it's not like Chaz where they're actually in everybody's way. Some idiot named Max Berger. I don't know who he is. He's a blue check mark with 45,000 people following him. Said the most surreal part of living through a fascist coup is that we're not even talking about it as such. You rarely see that many words misused in a single sentence. Fascist coup. Don't want to talk about that one. It's kind of boring.
Lion Patriot says, I heard George Floyd has oil.
Tom Steyer tweeted out today, it is incumbent on white people to end white supremacy. Tom, you owe me money, motherfucker. I'm going to remind him of that every time he says something stupid on Twitter. And finally, I want to talk about all the ladies out there posting pictures of them half-dressed saying something either to me or a PS5, or my favorite is a night with me or a PS5.
Mm-hmm.
A PS5.
Yes.
PS5, because you don't know what you're going to catch from that hoe.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody who like, I'll give you this if you don't get a PS5. Like, how many other people you make that? You did that to the whole internet, you dirty whore.
Mm-hmm.
And any guy who's like, oh, I would take that. I don't like video games, because somebody said that. Here's what you do. You take that PS5 and you sell the fucker on eBay. You keep your dick clean, and then you go meet a nice woman. There's a lot of them out there. Don't bang nasty whores. That's my... If you take nothing else from our time together, don't bang nasty whores.
But don't take my word for it. Do.
Just ask anybody who's had a dick itch before.
Is that all you got, Monkey?
That's all I got.
All right. Eve, you ready? Or should I go to Satsu?
I have something I can use now.
All right. What do you got?
Somebody actually reminded me of some arguments I got into. It was actually not my fucketry. It was actually, I have to give all credit to Weibo here, but she put up a video about a week or two, a couple of weeks ago now, on the 4th, about Kyle Rittenhouse and why he shouldn't be called a hero. Why we shouldn't glorify what happened. Instead, see it as just an act of self-defense. And like literally everybody took it wrong. So I've been neck deep in the middle of that, arguing with people who are like, well, he didn't do anything wrong. And it's like, nobody said he did. We're just saying that maybe you shouldn't prop a 17-year-old who's spending himself up as a hero, because then you encourage people to go out and do heroic things in self-defense when it, and regardless of how legitimate his situation actually was, whether you believe so or not, it will encourage that if you start, plastering his face everywhere and saying he's a hero. And that was her argument, and an argument that I mirrored in sentiment, and mirrored the sentiment, but she but everybody like just came swinging full force with that. Like that got toxic. There were people who were unsubbing. There were people who were just like slinging all kinds of insults, and like I said, I got a chunk of it too, because I was in there defending her comments and trying to point out the logical fallacy that they were making. They're like, he was a hero. He's a hero. And I'm like, why? And she's like, well, he didn't do anything wrong. She didn't say that. Did you watch the video? You didn't watch the video, did you?
I shared that sentiment too, because just look at the order of events. You go there to try to at least to keep the peace. You bring first aid stuff because you want to try to help people and you want to defend this business. You went in for defense, and they're like, well, how did you do on the defense? I ended up killing 2 people. It's like, oh, so you failed miserably. Like,
right.
That's not heroic. You failed.
And while I personally don't think Kyle went there with any malicious intent.
Yeah.
Things went horribly south, and he defended himself. I also believe that. It's one of those things of the people did seek their Sinatra already. Kyle did nothing wrong, and I will not debate that to anyone. I'm not saying he did anything wrong. I'm not saying that Kyle did a bad thing. I'm saying that let's not make him into a hero, because again, this is mostly Weibo's points, but I concurred with her on these, and that's we frequently prop children up as political figures because we feel like children are unassailable for some reason, and people still find ways to attack those children. And the second point that she made is that there shouldn't have been a situation where we felt like Kyle needed to be, Kyle felt like he needed to be out there because he's 17 years old. It should have been an adult, or it should have been the more accurately, it should have been the police. And if that had been the situation, Kyle wouldn't have had to have been out there at all and had to have been put in that situation.
I watched Weibo's video, and I do agree he's not a hero, but I do think she was a little hard on Kyle the way she went. And I'd have to watch it again to give you the exact specifics. I talked about it on Monkey in the Morning the night after I watched it, because she does make a big deal out of him being 17, which just begs the question. So if he'd been born a year earlier, then it would have been okay. If that's true, then the 17, he wasn't 15. He was 17, old enough to actually enlist in the Army, not serve yet, but certainly enlist. Him going out there, it's not the same as having a 9-year-old on a picket line.
And yeah, that's definitely fair. So to that, and that's the points I can actually see debating. And that's the points that Weibo was very, actually kind of like, okay, yeah, I can give a little here and there, but
sure.
I was just shaking my head at how many people that just came at her and were like, he did nothing wrong and you're a terrible person for saying this. And she's like, but I never said he did anything wrong. I felt like he did what he felt was right, and I can't really fault him for that. But
the comments on her video, a lot of them are, to say hyperbolic would be an understatement. You guys should go read them. I agree. He's not a hero. I do think she went too hard, but there's some people, no, he's absolutely a hero. He's not. He's a guy who was in a bad situation, and he handled it very well. He handled himself very well in the situation he was in, but
the reason I have a problem with people calling him a hero is because nobody else is calling any of those other people who were out there with him, any of the militia or just the group of people, whatever you want to call it, that were out there with him, supposed to be protecting those things that he got separated from. Nobody called those others a hero. They're only calling Kyle a hero because he shot 3 people. That's the only reason they're doing it. And I don't think that's very heroic given the circumstances. I think what it was is he protected himself.
Yeah. So I could agree with that.
And I don't have a problem with him doing that because he exercised his Second Amendment right. And I really don't have a problem with what happened to those guys because they came for him and they got what happened to them. But at the same time, I don't think he should be idolized either.
If I may, in chat, it says he went there knowing that he faced danger. Doesn't that make him a hero anyway? No, not necessarily.
In my opinion.
But that's the thing is if we're gonna make him a hero, we need to make everybody that was out there that night on his side of things helping protect those businesses a hero as well. We need to get all of their names and prop them up as heroes as well. That's the way you want to be about it.
Putting yourself in a dangerous situation can be just as stupid as it can be heroic.
That's why I see it more as stupidity than heroic, because it just
now,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't think Kyle is stupid. I have no problem with what happened with him there. I don't think hero is the right term. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Satsu.
No, when I looked at that situation, I'm like, with all the stuff that's going on, if he's been paying attention at all to the violence and the crazy stuff that's going on, going out there with the gun is pure stupidity, especially if you didn't want something to happen. Like if you wanted no confrontation at all and you thought you were just going to go out there and defend something with all these fucking psychos running through the streets, that was just plain dumb. In my opinion, I don't think that was heroic at all. But that's just my opinion.
Real quick, I think understatement. People have a need to create heroes and villains out of every situation. The protesters were jackasses. Kyle did what he had to do. End of story. Yeah, exactly. I don't think he's a hero. I also don't think he should be held up as a role model necessarily. At least in that particular instance. I mean, his intentions in going there, protecting someone's place, helping people who are injured. Those individual elements could be lauded, certainly, but his eventual actions and the decisions he made it's a messy situation, but this is not something to glorify. This is a unfortunate set of circumstances that kid found himself in, where he felt the need to defend himself, but it's nothing to celebrate per se.
What it really should have done is brought a shit ton of shame to the police departments and the political leaders who aren't doing their fucking jobs.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah, that the elements were all there for that to take place at all. And I admittedly, nobody can stop everything from happening, but when you have a out in public protest situation where people are carrying weapons or things that can be used as weapons, that there's the possibility of violence. We've already seen this. The fact that cops were just miles away, standing off, letting it burn itself out, or it's nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. That kid should have been in that position in the first place. Now, admittedly, he probably shouldn't have been there in the first place, but that's all a different argument.
That was the entire point of Weibo's video, was that it was nonsense, that he should have had to feel like he needed to be out there to do anything because the police weren't.
Satsu, what am I looking at here?
This is for the weebs. If you share this, only the weebs will get it. But I almost fucking lost my shit.
I get it, and I'm not even a weeb.
Wow.
I get it. I've never watched
I
more
get
than
it.
I've only ever watched like one episode of Avatar, and I get it.
She a waterbender, y'all.
All right.
Oh man.
Okay. I've forgotten. Satsu, did you do fucketry yet?
No, you left me for last, which I'm
okay. All right. Well, you go ahead then.
All right. Well, fortunately, I don't have a crazy amount.
Well, you only got 4 minutes anyway, so.
He usually says that it takes half an hour.
That is mostly
true.
Shut up. You're throwing me off of my taking much longer than I said I was going to. All right, so I was on the homepage. I got distracted by that because that was just fucking hilarious. I saw a post that said that there is a Minneapolis residents have set up basically another Chaz.
Yes.
Fine.
Called the Free State of George Floyd.
Well, we just talked about it a few minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, that was some of the fucketry that I saw today.
Oh, okay.
And it was I don't know. Like at first, I was really off put by seeing stuff like this, but I'm actually hoping that this keeps happening. Because it's just they're just piling up evidence as to how this type of concept could never work and how stupid and incompetent the people in charge of this shit is. Hopefully nobody dies this time. That'd be great. But I feel like that's too much to ask at this point. So I guess we'll see. Unfortunately. Let me see. Oh, am I still sharing my screen? Yeah.
Well, either way, yeah.
Stop sharing that. All right. What else did I see today? There was another post that I was looking at earlier. Oh, there's a meme that said how white liberals think fascism works. And there's a picture of a dude putting a ballot in a voting box. And he was like, "You're finished." And then the other picture is Hitler like, "No, please." I'm just like, yep, that's pretty much how they think it works. It doesn't. Let me see here. Oh, there was a really, really, really stupid quote from Biden. I can't remember when he made it. It was either today or yesterday. But the Washington Post and a couple other outlets actually corrected it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And like straight up was like, yeah, this was absolute bullshit. And I was like, oh, that's new. The quote was, if the president had done his job from the beginning, all the people that died would still be alive. All the people. I'm not making this up. Just look at the data.
Wow.
Every human being that has died from COVID would not have died if the president did his job.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was just like, you got to be kidding me, really? I think I was still on Sinatra's stream when that happened.
Yeah, and the post underneath says, actually, Biden is making this up. There is absolutely no data to support this. Even if the president had moved rapidly in January to deal with the coronavirus and been able to persuade Chinese leadership to be forthcoming, even the nations have been praised for their handling of even nations that have been praised for their handling of the pandemic, such as South Korea, New Zealand, and Iceland, have suffered deaths. Yeah. And they straight out came out. The media was just like, no. Nope. And I was shocked. I was genuinely surprised because there was no. They didn't beat around the bush or try to make it seem true if you tilt your head sideways. They're just like, no, this is bullshit. I'm like, all right, good on you. And let's see what else. There was one other thing over on the Twitters that I saw that was fucketry worthy. Chances are I'm not going to be able to find it. Oh wait, here we go. So this was under the analysis piece that you were, I think Scribe talked about what the Trump and Biden town halls taught us about their upcoming debate.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody put up a post that said, there is an excellent chance that Trump punks out of the debates and they don't happen. They've invested so heavily in the Biden as an impaired meme that the respective town halls show, but the respective town halls show Trump struggling. And I said, he's answered significantly more questions than Biden. Most of Biden's questions were handpicked and pre-prepared, and Trump is literally the only person demanding that the debate still happen. But in 2020, you get to make your own reality. So he argued that Trump failed to answer most of the questions and wandered off on unrelated tangents. Biden wandered a bit, but actually gave answers to most questions.
A bit.
Yeah.
Biden compared to Trump. Biden came prepared. Trump did not.
Prepared because they were scripted.
That's what I said. I said it's kind of hard not to come prepared when the questions are softball as fuck and handpicked.
Oh, here's the other thing too that I didn't watch the entirety of the Trump one, and I know from different quotes and things that he fumbled quite a bit. But the one thing I'll give him credit for is that one of those first questions was an adversarial question. It didn't sound like they were trying to blunt whatever Trump was going to be asked. He was asked things that were very directly adversarial, whereas Biden got basically softballs the whole time.
Right.
So, like I say, at least I'll give the Trump campaign the credit for if they did. They obviously must have moderation, but it wasn't inherently strict partisan moderation on the questions.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, man, yeah. These people are delusional as fuck. But anyway, that's my fucking truth.
Alrighty. Well then, guys, it is your time. Question time, chat time. If you've got questions, comments, complaints, conspiracy theories, if you have ideas on whether or not there should be a vote for a new Supreme Court justice before the election or after the election, put them in the chat now. If you have questions for us directly, please put plenty of chat marks after those. If you have statements for us to consider, please put plenty of statement marks after those. While we wait for a couple questions to load up, please be sure, if you haven't already done so or have no idea who she is, check out Chaos Eve's channels in the description, YouTube and Twitch and Twitter, and I will try to add the S&M channel after the show. And again, Eve, where are you going to be next where people can find you?
You'll be able to catch me tomorrow on S&M, on the S&M channel at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern.
And that is the Say No More
show.
More. So check that out for those of you live. For those of you not live, like I say, check out the description. I'll have that in there eventually. Thank you, Angry Illinoisian. I'll have whatever that person is having, Satsu.
Yeah, you might want to stay away from it. I don't think it's safe for people.
Motto Winter. Oh, Lords, would y'all try a flame-grilled lobster burger? Well, Monkey's out. A side of fried spicy shrimp, Monkey's out again, and a gold skull chalice of cognac. All of that sounds fine to me.
I'm not a big fan of shellfish.
Uh-oh.
Like, I'll eat it if, like, shrimp or something or lobster is, put in front of me, but I'm not gonna.
Okay. Well, then Satsu?
Yes, I would.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got a 50-50 split, because I don't think I need to risk saying I speak for Monkey when I say bleh. Right, Monkey?
Yeah, I'm with you. That's disgusting.
Massive Dynamics, Lords of the Night. Did you hear about Joe Biden talking to Anderson Cooper about all the gay bathhouses?
Yep.
No, I didn't see that one. What happened?
He asked, they were talking about HIV or something. It goes over to Anderson. We talked about this 15 or 20 years ago, and it was all about the gay bathhouses out there in San Francisco. You remember? The way he says it is just like, he's like, hey, gay man, you remember those things, right?
Oh, my God. Did Anderson?
No.
Did Anderson just like turn beet red?
I think the video that I saw cut off before the end or before you
Oh.
get Anderson's thing, but
Okay.
I know
Before you
Jack
get
tweeted
Anderson's
it out.
thing.
I'll retweet it to you guys.
All
He's
right.
pretty good at playing it straight. It looked like from the video I saw. It looked like
Playing it straight, you say?
Wow.
I tried to look. I really tried
Phrasing.
my best to finish that
Phrasing.
before anybody stopped me.
Yeah.
But yeah, he it looked like he just kind of he was just looking at him like he just said that, but I'm not gonna respond.
Cannibalistic Wizard, would you try elk sausages, fried eggs, thick cut bacon, sliced apples, fresh cheddar cheese, all individually dipped in pancake batter and deep fried real maple syrup dip and rhubarb wine?
Nigga,
Good God, my arteries are clogging just reading that.
I think Satsu embodied my response.
that was involuntary. I'm sorry.
All of those things individually in moderation without the pancake batter dip might be okay for a breakfast, but no, I don't want to die of a coronary at one breakfast meal.
God damn, dude, that is
A lot.
don't you you know what, this is off the cuff, off a completely different tangent, but I swear to God, one nitpick that I've always had about movies is when they make a gigantic breakfast and one person takes one bite of something and then fucks off and they're like, all right, well, breakfast is over. That shit pisses me off whenever I watch movies, and I don't know why.
Well, just
Every
the
time.
waste. It's an insult to the cook and so on.
I'm just like,
'Cause you-
fuck, dude.
You cook, and that's you have an appreciation for the effort that went
Yeah.
into making that food.
Oh God.
Sean Uli, do any of y'all have any opinion on the game Europa Universalis? If I've heard of it, I certainly have never played it, so I have no opinion.
It's in the family of games that Crusader Kings is in.
No.
Actually, Crusader Kings 2, you can make a character and play through it. Take that character into Europa Universalis.
Ooh.
Take that character into Victoria, and then take that character into Hearts of Iron. It's really cool.
Wow.
I'm a bigger fan of Crusader Kings just because it's more about the family, where Europa is more about conquest. So I like it. If you like risk kind of games and you're into strategy games, definitely something to check out. Tons of DLC though, and like 4 of them I think it is, people say you have to have in order for it to be playable, so keep that in mind.
Thank you, Understatement. Doing this out of order, but I've been watching you guys almost every night and Monkey in the Morning since your first awkward stream during the SDA era. Nice to finally interact with you all. Well, hello.
Thank you for watching.
I love how it's the SDA era.
The SDA. Well, I mean, it was an era of its own. The first awkward stream. Was the awkward stream the test stream, or was there another one?
I don't remember an awkward one.
Yeah,
What?
He has no shame. So
Yeah.
You don't remember an awkward one?
no.
Oh, okay. Well, monkey's memory, everybody. Thank you, Understatement. Thank you for watching us all this time, and thank you for finally coming out of the shadows.
Yes.
As it were.
Saying that is dedication is an understatement.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's see. I got to scroll up a bit. Massive Dynamics, Lord's Night. Hey, did you hear that Ruth Bader Ginsburg's final words were "Tell Trump Roe v. Wade was a mistake"? Oh.
Wow.
Puddock, of the 20 SCOTUS nominees Trump announced over a week ago, which one has the best shot of being appointed? Oh, we didn't even get into that.
I didn't even read them.
That might be something we talk about tomorrow night. That's a longer conversation. I'd have to review who those names were. Check the log. Oh,
I'm sorry. Unless she's done something wrong since Kavanaugh was nominated, you should go with that redheaded chick.
oh yeah, I forget her name too.
What would I do?
Yeah. Well, all
The
right.
other one.
Well, you're up
Oh.
for Supreme Court. You didn't know.
Oh shit!
I know,
You would
right?
help me.
Check your logic. What is the God of the Gaps theory? Okay, well, put simply, the God of the Gaps theory is if you cannot explain something, you fill it in with the answer, it must be God. So a giant light streak is going across the sky. It is a sign from God. So when I say the God of the Gaps theory of statistical analysis or something, it's just paraphrasing the idea that here is something that we can't explain, or we need an answer to why this is. We're going to fill it in with a singular answer that we don't have to explain very much.
Yes.
So racism, feminism, etc. So yeah, the God of the gaps is there's a gap in our understanding, and in the absence of actually having an answer, or in the absence of having any intention to do any work to find an answer, we will fill it in with an all-encompassing solution. That's it. Let's see. Will It Forge? Please remind chat that Will It Forge game stream continues tomorrow, approximately 5 p.m. Eastern time. Well, guys, on Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern, over on the Will It Forge channel, you can find his game stream.
5 p.m.
L. Wolf, we should vote Monkey for Supreme Court.
Yes.
No.
You mean no?
No, he'd try to reverse the 19th.
Right.
No.
He
I would just
claimed
change it, amend it. Amend it.
Quinn the Cultist, Lords of the Night, what type of undead would you want to be? Well, a thin blood, because then I could go out in the sunlight.
That's right.
Eve, you can't argue with me on that one. I mean, all things considered.
Yeah, but if okay, my thought theory is if you're going to be a thin blood,
Yeah.
that means there's thick-blooded vampires out there who could easily wipe the floor with you, and I don't.
Well, okay, if I had to choose what type to be, I mean, even if I'm a classic vampire in that universe, all the other vampires are out for me anyway because we're all backstabbing bastards. So I'd rather be a backstabbing bastard who has the sunlight on my side that I can hide in and use protection from. Let's see.
Can't really argue with that one.
Real quick. Thank you, Dark Resurrect. Howdy, Lawton and chat hooligans from my work. Catch you all on the replay. All right. Well, hello from the past, Dark Resurrect. Do you guys have any preferences on what type of undead you'd want to be?
No, that don't sound fun.
No, I don't like the idea of rotting.
Well, that's why you be a vampire, or
The undead always lose to the living, so
somebody isn't familiar with World of Darkness, are they?
No kidding.
I would probably make a pretty good undead since I suck at life.
Womp womp.
But, you know.
Let's see. Backscan. Do you think having a temporary judge until after the election would be a fair middle ground? You can't have a temporary.
can't do that.
No,
Can't do it. No.
there's no.
There's no stand-in Supreme Court justice. Once you're there for life.
Yep.
And there wouldn't, and you couldn't have just a temporary appointee anyway, because that'd be an end run around the process of having the Senate confirm. So. Let's see. Mono Winter. Oh lords, why is Scribe so mean to Monk, always interrupting him while he speaks? Excuse me. Well, first and foremost, it's revenge. Secondly, it's probably a delay that Monkey can't help, and I'm not intentionally interrupting him. It's just right, Monkey.
Yeah.
There wasn't
just
a delay,
pain, guys. Just pain.
Yeah. It's just it's live TV, guys. Sometimes if three people are talking on here at once, oftentimes I won't necessarily hear it in my headphones until after the first or second syllable. It's just so it's often not intentional. Sometimes.
Sorry, I was trying to answer and I got a horrible pain in my rib.
Oh.
Because he's a dick.
Oh.
I was going to
This
say
is the awkward stream.
part of it is also a little bit of audio ducking on StreamYard's part.
Sure.
Yes, that's it too.
Man, get out of here with your logical answers.
Blind Press. Scribe, did you know Dr. Pepper tastes like medicine? Yes, it does. It cures all my ills.
That's just barbecue water.
Shush you. Thank you, Sanguine. No, Satsu, to be a good vampire, you need to suck out life, not suck at it. Also, why would you want to go out into the sun? Sunlight sucks. Sunlight sucks until it is the absolute perfect defense against your enemies. Then it's awesome.
I feel like black vampires shouldn't be hurt by the sun by default.
Wow, that's racist.
No, that's melanist.
Oh, okay. Chat jump, guys. So I missed your question. Please put it back in there. Red Dirt
So-
Runner, Lords of the Night. Oh, sorry.
I would say, so what you're saying is light-skinned vampires fucked then.
That's right.
So like if Squishy was a vampire,
Oh,
Yeah, she'd be fucked.
she'd be fucked.
Well, I mean, never mind.
There's a couple ways to go with that. Red Dirt Runner, Lawton and Eve. What would you rather have? Fallout 4/76 power armor, or all the powers of the godlike man Chuck Norris? Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah, power armor can run out of juice. Chuck Norris is juice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dr. No, KS Eve, can vampires survive without a body, and can it take over another body? Depends on the kind of vampire you're talking about.
I would say generally no, but there are different cultures have different vampire lores, so
Well, I mean, there is Dominate 6 Possession, or is it 7? Either way, you could conceivably, depending on how you're doing it, and there's a ritual to transfer your soul. I think that's a necromancy thing.
oh, that's true.
Yeah, the Giovanni can do that. It's not an easy thing to do. It requires a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I forget what the ritual requires. And that's me being a Vampire the Masquerade nerd for 30 seconds, guys.
Well, speaking of Chuck Norris, do you guys have a favorite Chuck Norris joke?
I used to, but I can't remember them.
God, I forget. I forget how it's set up, but it's something to do with underneath his beard there is another fist.
That was a Family Guy thing, wasn't it?
Well, I'm certain Family Guy didn't make it up themselves, but
I think my favorite one is Chuck Norris once got bit by a snake, and after 24 hours of agonizing pain, the snake died.
yes, exactly. Yeah, I wonder what the very first acknowledged ridiculous Chuck Norris joke was. I think that might have been up there because that's a really good one.
I fucking love that one.
Let's see. Tack Alpaca can't recall Chaos Eve's stance on cereal being soup. Oh,
Yes.
yes, cereal is soup.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. You're on the monkey team.
We got a winner for once.
Yeah, whatever.
I like all them damn losers we've had recently.
Just saying that was a point of contention between me and SDA for a while. So
Green Death. All odds for my ship in Minecraft. Should I use white or red bricks for my rails?
White.
white makes right. I don't know.
Whoa.
Whoa.
White wall.
Race.
We read a story about that.
White. Wait. White on the right, and then
Red
left.
in the
Red
bed.
on the left. Yeah. Do
Oh,
that,
okay.
yeah.
Calling them red is racist.
No, white. Never mind. Sean Uli, do any of y'all have an opinion on the game Hearts of Iron 4? Monkey?
I've only ever played Hearts of Iron 1. I haven't played the other 3. I've heard very good things about it, and it comes from a company that makes good games. The only one of that series that I've heard of the 4 that I mentioned earlier that you may want to avoid is Victoria. Just because there's better games to play, and of the 4 series, it's the least supported and well designed.
All right. Stunlock Joe, Scribe Light, and whatever the hell Salu or Salat, depending on who you are, did to probably possess Tremere. Well, here's the problem. Tremere diablerized Salat, and when you do that, you risk absorbing part of that person's soul, and they become what's been referred to as a soul shard that can essentially turn into a secondary personality and or entity within your own body. And of course, there's
At which point, then you're Clan Malkavian.
well, to a degree, but there's also speculation that Salat wanted to be diablerized because, as far as he was concerned, it was the only way to achieve Gehenna and thus godhood, and conceivably, maybe he did. So, who knows? It all depends on where you are in the lore.
And then they've completely upheaved the lore with the new rules, so it's like it can't be anything anymore.
My belief in the vampire lore stopped at V20 and will go no further. I don't care about 5th Ed. In fact, V20 is a couple places even stepping going a little bit far in some places, but at least the V20 Anniversary Edition is the end-all be-all for me as far as Vampire Masquerade lore. 5th Ed can go suck a lemon. I don't care. It's done.
I finally remembered my favorite Chuck Norris joke.
Okay.
Is it Jesus can walk on water, but Chuck Norris can swim on land?
That's good.
I just always liked that one.
That's a great one. Skeptalk, I really was interested if you guys thought PS5 was a big step forward or not. I'm not a video game console aficionado, so I don't know. I've seen a couple of clips of games that are supposed to come out for it, and I mean, they look pretty, but then the graphical fidelity on games has pretty much reached its zenith at this point, so I'm not quite sure what else I'm supposed to be impressed by.
Well, in PlayStation's, as far as the tech is concerned, when it comes to the way that their storage works and the way that they handle, like the developers have access to the lesser loading screens and all that good stuff, like the technology that they put into both new consoles actually seems to be a significant step up from what I've seen. A good portion of all the reviewers and the people who have been looking at it have been saying, like, yeah, it's definitely worth an upgrade. Is it going to compete well with the new PC market, especially with all the new video cards right around the corner and all that good shit? I don't know.
I don't see it as a significant step up, but it's where they're going. So if you're playing PlayStation, you might want to get on board.
Well, the new series of NVIDIA cards, I believe, they actually released in competition to the consoles as opposed to the AMD ones. So I'm like, that's a bit of a statement, in my opinion. So we'll see.
Let's see. Uncle Ira, Obeah was the Salubri's discipline. Well, yeah, the mainline Salubri's discipline was Obeah, and then it was Obeah, Auspex, and Fortitude. And then, but if you're a Salubri Antitribu, it was Auspex, Fortitude, and Valerin. And Obeah was like the healing sort of discipline, and Valerin was sort of like the battle doing damage discipline. And
Kick that ass.
Yeah. And that just shows that I actually own the Salubri clan book from the Dark Ages series, because I got all the clan books.
I remember when my LARP opened up Salubri as a playable race because we swapped over to Independent Alliance.
Yeah.
The city got shifted, so that was crazy.
Yeah, there's a reason why Salubri should stay in the distant past, or be so rare that they don't even show up that often. If they do, they should be NPCs most of the time, unless you're doing a Dark Ages game. And especially on also the Harbingers of Skulls and the Cappadocians and everything. And no, those guys, those are NPCs for the most part. I like the stories behind, like, where the Giovanni came from, where the Tremere came from. The clans they took their powers from are kind of interesting, but they're very era specific, in my opinion. Red Dirt Runner, Lords of the Night. Did you know Chuck Norris died, but Death is too afraid to tell him? That's a good one. Check your logic. Have you heard of a book called The Last President? It was written in the 1890s, but predicted the last president would be the subject of division and a vice president named Pence. Oh my God. Was that written by Nostradamus? Uncle Ira said, I played Kaishi. Okay, or Kaishi, depending on how you pronounce it. The Kaishi should also be relatively NPC because their powers are so ridiculously broken and their origins are so weird. It's like every game had to find a way to have one tribe or clan or something be the crossover between one of the other games. And the Kaishi, aside from the Malkavians, is kind of that, because the Kaishi are mixed La Sombra and Fae lore. They're the bridge between those two games. And I always thought they're kind of like, how there's some clans that makes no sense. Like, how would they possibly survive when you have like this elf-eared, blue-skinned vampire running around messing with shadows? It's like, I think that might be a bridge too far. Yeah. Just a bit, because you're going to have Obfuscate 3 on all the time just to maybe get through your night. And it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Sorry.
Go ahead, you first.
I was going to say our LARP very much struggled with that because there was a lot of broken powers that even some of the base clans had, as well as just completely broken bloodlines and clans in the game that they just had to go nope, or we're gonna fix that. Nope.
Yeah, we had to come up with a whole bunch of different house rules and things for different stuff to make it work, because like somebody could get like eidetic memory, eyes of chaos, and whatever the other thing was, omens and portents or something, and they just go up to the storyteller and just say, tell me what's going to happen tonight, and tell me what's going to happen in the story for the next week, because my merits and my powers tell me this. And we'd be like, no. Well, now you're cheating, and they'd be setting it up for some big argument and something, and be like, okay, eyes of chaos, yeah. So so you go sit in the corner and role play, looking off into space for half an hour, because you're looking at all the patterns of reality, trying to figure out what's going to happen next. And I'll come back to you in like half an hour, an hour. So you go role play Eyes of Chaos. It's like, I don't want to do that. Well, that's the role play part. You rolled like 7 successes. That's what happens. Oh.
I'm going to change topic because I have to bring this up that I saw on Twitter.
Sure.
There's been a lot of people out there threatening that if McConnell pushes through somebody, that there's going to be all kinds of shit happening. And I just saw my favorite one, Prospero retweeted it. Wait until I'm done before you comment.
Okay.
If McConnell jams someone through, which he will, there will be riots. And then there's a next post that says, asterisk, more bigger riots.
More bigger.
All right. They had to clarify because there's already riots. They're like, shit.
I mean supersized riots.
I mean, they're huge. They are huge.
Huge riots. Huge.
Oh, dear Christ.
I did just get a Streamlabs donation from Mr. Scott. I'm not reading these lyrics, Mr. Scott, but they're the lyrics to WAP, and thank you for the $2, Mr. Scott. But I'm not reading that. I'm sorry.
Angry Illinoisian, most broken clan, true Bruja. Yeah, Temporis is nothing you ever want to have in a LARP. It's practically nothing you want to have in a tabletop, but it's certainly nothing you want to have in a LARP, because the Mind's Eye Theater rules for that are just completely broken. And trying to translate the tabletop rules to LARP is even more broken. So yeah, no true Bruja. Just don't do it. Don't do it.
I played a tabletop game one time where my sister was playing a true Bruja, and I was her gargoyle bodyguard. And let's just say we were a little broken in tandem.
Yeah, because between Temporis and it just escaped me. What's the gargoyle's discipline?
Visicatera.
Oh yeah,
allow you to
Viscerotica.
Yeah. So you can meld into stone. Oh, not to mention they have a fourth discipline that allows them to fly. So
the flying one. Yeah. And you have to buy points in it to get better at flying. It's a little odd, but whatever. Let's see. Motto Winter, oh lords, would y'all rather be able to turn rotten fruit into tiny chocolates or a large crate of Coke products? Rotten fruit into Coke products? Does Coke own Dr. Pepper? I don't think so, do they?
No, but sometimes they're bottled by them. Sometimes Dr. Pepper, well, at least last I knew, they were bottled by different bigger companies usually. They didn't have their own distribution.
Yeah, I'd go for, if I had to have one, I'd go for the latter, probably, because at least then there'd be a variety. Because if it's just tiny chocolates versus I have a whole anything of a Coke product, and also Coke doesn't just make soft drinks. So there's plenty of other stuff in their wheelhouse. So they have the second one.
Yeah.
Grizilla says, Scribe Light, 5 pages left plus the cover. Getting excited. Oh boy, the comic book's almost ready, guys.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Let's see. Puddock, should James C. Ho be appointed as the new SCOTUS just so we can accuse the inevitable pro-aborters screaming no ho of slut shaming? Wow, that was a convoluted path. I don't know or care. Lord Famine played a KT that had both Temporis and Vicissitude. Okay, well, you had a GM that didn't care right there.
You really did.
Yeah, and I've played in just like do whatever games for fun before that have just been broken for broken's sake for entertainment. Those powers combined are, yeah. And let's see. I'll try to get one more question in before we hit the top of the hour. If there is one, I don't see one. But anyway, I guess we'll just call it here then, guys. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You guys really are the best audience in the world. Thank you, moderators, for keeping an eye on things, even though our audience is the most well-behaved on YouTube. And everybody who donated, thank you so much for your generosity. I really do appreciate it. As soon as I can leave the house again and breathe easier, I will spend it on horrible things to put in my body, like goldfish, Dr. Pepper, and Jack Daniels. Eve, again, where can people find you? And links are in the description for those of you that need them.
People can find me tomorrow over on S&M Say No More with myself and Miss Talita Constantine at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Alrighty. Monkey Sats, are you guys doing a game stream after this?
Things seem to have cleared up here, so we can give it a try if Satsu's up for it.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right, so guys, go check out 2 cents plus after this for Monkey and Satsu playing Grounded?
No.
Or something
No.
else? Oh,
Well, most likely River City. Because that's
okay. River City.
Oh,
that
fine.
fucking stupid milk mission. Oh, dude, I just thought about that. God
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, River City Ransom, or is it River City something else now?
River City Ransom Underground.
Underground. And thank you, Chicago Mike, for the Dogcat Fox. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Dogcat Fox. And again, everybody, you can find me tomorrow at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern for a TED Excellence stream with a relatively brief TED Excellence with some big concept in the title. So we'll take a look at that tomorrow. Hope to see you there. Have your bingo cards ready. Other than that, anything else to mention before we go, guys? Okay. Well,
I was going to
No.
say thank you for having me on, Scribe. I really.
oh, sure. I was going to thank you for coming on. Now I won't, because I just did. All right. Well, with that, again, everybody, thank you for joining us. Eve, thank you so much for coming on and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure to have you on. We've got to have you on more often. Monkey, Satsu, thank you for joining me as always.
Yeah, whatever.
Indeed.
Thank you for your enthusiasm as well. And everyone, your lives make us sad, and we will see you tomorrow. I should have mentioned, we'll be on Monkey's channel tomorrow night for Lords of the Night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, because I got caught up in everybody else's stuff. I forgot our own show tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
it ain't important.
sorry, what?
I said, it ain't important. It's fine. You
You cut out? Well, okay, you know what? I apologize.
I'm a lion.
And thank you, Uncle Ira, at the just last minute. Dr. Pepper bottled here in Reno. Well, I got to make a trip to Reno.
Shit.
Everyone, your lives make us sad, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.
Fuck out of here.
And taking out my copy of Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns, The Romance and Sexual Sorcery of Sadomasochism.
Oh, my kind of book.
And today's secret word is things.
And stuff.
Things.
And stuff.
Things to do with a book about sadomasochism
And stuff.
and stuff.
Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.